Welcome to the Brubacher and Beyond podcast, where we are exploring the people, projects, and progress shaping the construction industry. In this special Women in Construction series, we are highlighting the leaders, builders, problem solvers, and innovators who are making the impact across our fields. From the job site to the office, from the project management to equipment operators, women are helping drive the future of construction. Today we'll hear real stories about career paths, challenges, opportunities, and the advice that can help the next generation step into the industry, whether they are established in their career or just testing the waters. This conversation is designed to inform, encourage, and inspire. Let's get started. On Brubacher and Beyond, we bring in people that are outside of Brubacher, but today we have Hannah with us, who is internally inside Brubacher. Good afternoon, Hannah. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Thank you for taking this time. I know it's been hard to get some time on the schedule and to record this podcast because this is not our full-time job. I mean, I know a lot of people think it is, but it's not. This is a sort of a hobby, but it's something that we know we need to do, and hopefully somebody out there can learn from this. So, Hannah, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at Brubacher?
Sure. So, as Chris said, Hannah Lopez, I'm the HR manager here at Brubacher. I've been with the company now a little over 5 years. Have really enjoyed my time with the company. And some of the things that I am heavily involved in is recruiting. So, bringing people to the company and gauging interest in the industry as well.
So if you've been hired recently, your resume or you came through Hannah's office, right, Hannah?
Yeah.
So in an organization like ours, we're constantly recruiting, constantly growing, constantly seeking new team members, making the bench deeper, like all those things. So if it was a smaller company, I guess someone else would wear multiple hats, but you're laser focused on this, right? Like this is your primary, or what is a day in the life of Hannah?
It depends. I don't just handle recruiting, so I do get involved in a lot of employee relations stuff as well. I was a big part of the Paylocity implementation, so a lot of system and process improvement. Yeah, I feel like I do a little bit of everything within the world of HR.
Okay. When I give tours of our facility, when you look at our building, the right-hand side, I say, is the do work side. It's all the superintendents, all the field operations, the dispatch, the do the work side. On the left-hand side is the estimating department, get work side, and then in the middle is HR and accounting, and your office is right there in the middle in the mix of everything. So we are spotlighting women in construction. How did you get involved with Brubacher? What's your story of your journey in the construction industry?
Yeah. So I went to school. I got my undergrad in psychology, which, believe it or not, is handy in the world of HR. I went on, coming out of there, I knew I needed to do something else, study something else in order to build a career. And I had a really strong interest in HR from an organizational psychology class, which basically is HR, it's people.
Yeah.
So I went on, got my MBA within a year, and came out of there looking for really my foot in the door with any sort of HR.
You knew you wanted to do HR, you just didn't know what.
And how to get into that. But I sent my resume around to the local Society of Human Resource Management chapter, and somebody reached out to me and said, hey, I would invite you to come in and speak with me. I don't really have an opening for you, but just I like to develop people.
Yeah.
So she was willing to just have a conversation with me. I went and had that, and it actually led to my first job in HR. I was a COBRA administrator. So I handled COBRA, which is continuation of benefits. When somebody either leaves a company or loses benefits at their employer, they have the opportunity to continue. So I managed that. It was an insurance company, so I managed that for 200 clients with COBRA. And I quickly grew into an HR consultant because there was a division that did that, and that was helping with anything HR. I acted as HR for certain companies. I did projects like handbooks for companies. And through that, I had a lot of opportunity actually to work with construction companies.
Okay. Because they're smaller firms. They don't have a full-time person, but then don't maybe know what to do. So they would outsource it or subcontract it out to that company.
Exactly.
Okay.
So construction wasn't the only industry that I had experience in, but I did have a fair share. And then the opportunity actually came to help Brubacher with recruitment. There was a need, and they worked with the company that I worked with. And so I got slated in to help temporarily. And when I came on board here, I quickly realized that this was unlike any other place that I experienced. And so fast forward, here I am 5 years with the company. I made the transition to stay full time.
So how did you transition from a subcontractor to a full-time employee? What was that like? Or was there a conversation, or how did that take about?
Yep, there was a conversation with Carolyn, Keith, a couple people, and then people from my company that I was at got involved as well. But
gotcha. So you came here and you're like, I love this place. I want to feel out what it would be for me to not just be a subcontractor, to me work full time.
Yeah.
So what do they call that? Is there a name for that in the industry?
No, I think, quite honestly, I think that happens a lot with consultants. You find your home and your place of belonging, and that's just
and that's what people that's what people want, right? People just want to be part of a community and part of a tribe. And so logistically, though, how did it work out for you? Are you close by? Have you lived always and never knew about Brubacher? Like,
I knew.
How was that?
I knew about Brubacher just from growing up in the area and people coming out of high school, coming to the company and things like that. But it just, quite honestly, the stars aligned. That's the best way to put it, I think. Yeah, it worked out, and I'm so happy that it did.
Okay, so fast forward now 5 years. Have you been acclimated to the industry? What do you think about the industry?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the construction world?
I have learned so much. Like I mentioned, I worked with other clients in the construction industry, but it was really at a distance. I didn't know the extent of the work that was done in the field, and so recruiting for Brubacher, I had to learn that. I had to learn the terminology. I had to learn what we did and how it all fit together. I remember my first field visit, seeing the fuel truck fueling up equipment, and I thought, what an operation. Like, there are things that from the outside you don't think about that goes into this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, fueling the truck, repairing it, fixing. We have vans where people commute. All those little things. There's so many things that go into the projects and the complexity of it. But there's a lot of opportunity, right? Like, that's the thing about the construction industry. If people were like, oh, there's no opportunity in whatever industry you're in, or you feel like you're boxed in and there's no... The construction industry is always looking for people with initiative, right? There's an opportunity for that. And that's one thing that's very exciting about it. So if I'm an outsider and I want to apply to Brubacher, this is one of your realms. Walk me through, what would I expect? Like, I'm going to be anxious, I'm going to be nervous, but walk me through what that is.
Well, we have a couple different ways, depending on where people are at in that process with committing to actually applying or not. We actually have options to submit an inquiry if you just want to talk to someone and see what opportunities there are, but you're not quite ready to commit to putting in an application or sending your resume. There's the opportunity to do that. So you could fill that out. You probably see ads potentially on social media, and that links you to that. So if you fill that out, that would go to us, and then somebody from HR would reach out to you and just talk about opportunities, what's available, what you're interested in, if it would be a fit, not just for us, but for you as well. And then if somebody is ready to commit, they can go on our website, submit an application, and the same sort of process follows. You would get a phone call just talking about your experience and what you're interested in and best fit, and then you'd come in for an interview. There's
a list right now of open positions. Once you determine, Jordan gets involved, or what's the process here for that?
Yep. So Chloe has been the one handling the phone screens and a lot of the inquiries that come through. And then she would set up an interview with myself and either Jordan, or it could be the hiring manager. Right now we're doing a lot of paving interviews.
Okay.
So it's myself and Kevin.
Yeah.
Just sort of depends on the position.
Okay. So paving, we have a lot of openings.
We're looking for some, we actually are close to building a third crew.
Okay.
We need some laborer positions filled. So,
okay.
Yeah.
For that third paving crew. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this and you want to be on the paving team, there's some opportunities.
Yeah.
But also I would say you could go on to the Brubacher website and there's open positions. There's a list of them that you could look for. I would say also if you are interested in coming to Brubacher to get with somebody from HR, send your resume in or contact us.
Yep.
We're always looking for good people with initiatives and great attitudes. That goes a long way. But there are a lot of open positions. Now, that's one thing that I find in a company at this size. There's always openings and opportunities. How do you prioritize those? Or because you don't just wake up and be like, hey, I'm in HR today and we're going to open the doors. There's a lot of planning, a lot of behind the scenes. Maybe you don't want to say everything behind the scenes that goes on, but what is the planning stage?
So that's a really good question. And I think we're a little unique, the industry that we're in, because it's construction. So things change so quickly. And there have been times where I would get direction from Brad Kober saying, we need, I don't know, dozer operators.
Yep.
We need 10 dozer operators. Find them. And so that's the priority at that point in time. But that might be for a large job that gets delayed or something shifts and now the priority is paving. And so it could quite literally switch overnight.
Okay.
And that has happened, but I think the biggest thing is communication, working with hiring managers to understand the need and to be able to prioritize that.
We don't want people to fake an interview, but what are things that you look for in an interview of people, or when you are interviewing somebody, what are the things you're looking for?
Yeah, I think I can talk openly about this. So you said it earlier. We look for good people who have the initiative and that drive. I think that's step one. We always say we hire for character, train for skill. It's great if people have the skills, but I think culture and character is most important. So the biggest thing that Jordan and I and others do in the interview process is to make sure that the individual is a fit for core values. And so if there's any sort of concern about that, we're probably not moving forward, even if you have the skill. And that has happened. We've had people who interview and are very open that safety procedures get in the way of things, and that's a waste of time. You have to disregard that to get things done. And so you're probably not going to work out here. So we're not going to move forward.
Yeah, safety's first. Safety's a value. Other things in the industry, do you get out of the Brubacher walls and go to other HR events? Like, I would say the people, again, the construction industry has so many openings, not just from if you want to drive a bulldozer or operate an excavator. There's HR positions that are available. There's accounting positions that are available. There's fleet availabilities. What else do you see that people don't know about the industry?
It might just be because I'm in the thick of it right now, but we're doing a lot of job fairs or career fairs at schools, which is always eye-opening. Talk about women in construction. There are so many female students that are so eager to get into the industry, which is great.
Yeah. What is their sense of topic, or what has changed, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know, quite honestly, if it's just encouragement from others. The instructors have been great at encouraging those students that they can do it. The common theme when we talk to those individuals is it's part of the family. Their dad was part of construction, or
they grew up in it.
Grew up in it as a little girl. They helped their dad work on cars or whatever it may be.
Yeah, the mechanical trade or whatever it is, and they just keep on growing that opportunity. And I think now people see that there is financial incentives to being in the construction industry. You can be self-sufficient. You can, not only be self-sufficient, you can thrive in the economy. There is some things about the construction industry. It's changing every day. Some people, that's different than going to a warehouse and just operating a forklift. But then there's the opportunities there as well. So after they apply, there's an interview process. What do we do for onboarding?
Well, everyone who is going into the field goes through 2 days of orientation. The first day is, and I sort of skipped over pre-employment. There's obviously a pre-employment process and paperwork that needs to be completed and everything. But after that, first day would look like meeting with Keith to talk about core values, fleet, talks to all of the new hires about equipment and what needs to be done there, dispatch from a scheduling standpoint, HR from benefits, policy, procedure, and then safety. And then the second day is more field focused. So that's just focusing on not just company standards out in the field, but also some safety stuff as well.
Okay.
So.
And then after the 2 days of training, depending on where they're going, what crew they're going to, and everything through dispatch, I would say, right? Through fleet and dispatch is where resources are sent. What else could we let people know that may be interested in the industry from your perspective, like be aware of, or opportunities that you didn't think of that were available?
Just from my experience.
Because you do see it from a different angle, right? Like,
yeah. So from my experience, and I'm just thinking of people who maybe weren't so familiar with the industry, potentially, quite honestly, just the opportunity. For those people who really just lean into the people around them, absorb what they can, try new things, because you never know what it could lead to.
Yeah.
And so we have some people who they're newer to the industry and they want to be an operator and that's all that they're focused on. Well, they might really take to being a really good pipe layer and they're good with people, and before you know it, they could be a pipe supervisor.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of running equipment,
there's so many different paths. Yeah.
That's what I would say too, is don't pigeonhole yourself into one opportunity. If there is an opportunity, take it, see what it goes to, and try it out. Like, there's not a bad reason, hey, I tried this out, I don't like this, and we'll work with the team. And that's something that Jordan has talked about, too, in the podcast before. Developing team members, what is the paths, how can we support and grow you? So, what about you and the family? Talk about the boys. Yeah. They're growing up fast.
Yeah. So today is actually my youngest's first birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
Which I can't believe it's been a year. And then my oldest, so I have 2 boys, Joey and Gus. Gus is the younger one. Joey is the older one, and he is 3.
All right. So 3 and 1, and
3 and 1.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And, 3 is a fun age. Everyone told me terrible, too.
No.
Wrong.
It is definitely.
I liked that stage.
Yes.
3s, it's 3-nager.
Well, that's awesome. So how is that flexible? How is the construction industry and having a family?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Brubacher has taken initiatives to be flexible and open to changing, I don't want to say the stigma, but the idea that construction has to be from really early in the morning till really late at night.
Yeah.
And
there's families in the middle. And that's why
important.
Yeah.
So
awesome. Well, from 5 years of being in the industry and being with Brubacher, what do you see the future in the next 5 years? Mm-hmm. And what excites you?
I see a lot of development of people. I think it's no secret. I hear it all the time that there are more people leaving this industry than coming to the industry. So I think we need to encourage people to explore all trades, but construction especially, and that there's so much opportunity and growth within the industry and so many paths, like we talked about. You can really, really have a very successful career.
Yeah, and I would say this to people also, even if you have another career and you're not happy in it and you want to switch and pivot, the construction industry is a great place for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also if it's from the fleet department and truck driving, don't want to be an over-the-road truck driver anymore, you can run a triaxle or a low boy and be home every night. For the mechanics, you can be out in the field or you can be inside the building or operating equipment, and there is all that opportunity. Also, though, the office opportunity as well. Like we talked about, the HR, the financials. So, Hannah, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. We are highlighting women in construction. We're trying to just highlight the opportunities that are out there, and maybe it'll encourage somebody.
Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day. If you like this podcast, please let us know. If you don't like it, let us know too. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me, or find me on LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to connect with you. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Brubacher Podcast today. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our podcast so you can listen to the new episodes each month. Share it with your friends in the industry and those who might like to learn more about the construction industry. Feel free to check out our website at www.brubacher.net. I'm Keith Brubacher, president of Brubacher Excavating Incorporated, and we hope you found our discussion insightful, and we look forward to the next time together.